If you're looking to save 64% or more on your taxes as an investor here in Mexico, this video is for you. This video is a part of a series I have in my YouTube channel. So if you just stumbled upon here, that's great. Watch this video. But if you're an investor and you're looking to figure out where you're going to invest, what are the best places to invest, how to structure your business to get the biggest bang for your buck, go back and take a look at all of the videos that I've created up until this one. And then also in the description below, I have a link for my online course that is information that you will not find anywhere else out there on the internet. It's stuff that I wish I had and I had known when I purchased my own property. But I'm going to show you right now what it takes to get your RFC and your residency here in Mexico. And this is going to allow you to save over 64% on your Mexican taxes that are withheld in your Airbnb account, your MX and your VAT. So 20%, 16%, reduced down to 8% and 4%. This does cost $1,500. It's a service that I provide. It's going to allow you to reduce your taxes by 64%. It's very, very straightforward, super simple. I have the right people in the offices in the United States that will set you up with a meeting, and then you will need to come down here to Mexico to do your fingerprints, your photo, and ultimately get your RFC and your residency. This is the card. This is what it looks like. I'm not going to show everything because it has personal information on it. But let's get into it. To obtain a temporary single entrance visa at a Mexican embassy or consulate is the first step. I can help you get your permanent residency. It does cost a little bit more than $1,500 right off the bat. You do have to go to Denver, but the visa processing fee is $51 per applicant, okay? So the documents required include a proof of economic solvency to cover the cost of living during your stay in Mexico. Proof may be provided through one of the following, okay? There's three options. One are originals and copies of bank statements. This can be a combination of your savings, checking, or investment accounts all added up. The statement should show a minimum monthly balance of at least $51,860 for the previous 12 months. So if you have, $100,000 between investments, checking, savings, stocks, brokerage accounts, whatever, as long as it's above $51,000, $51,860, you're eligible to get your temporary residency. Or number two is the originals and copies of documents that prove an income level of at least $3,200 per month through employment or pension for the previous 6 months. So if you have a job that's paying $3,200, then you basically are eligible as well. Or number three, maybe you've already purchased a property, or you're just about to get finalizing you're just about to finalize on a property. The public deed / title signed before a notary public, original and copy, or certified that the foreigner is the owner of the real estate property, which a value exceeds $40,000 for 40,000 days of the current general minimum wage in Mexico City, which is approximately $271,000, right? So if you have a property that's valued at over $271,000, you also qualify. So before I go into this any further in depth, let me explain to you how this process works, okay? So basically, we will set you up with a meeting. You have to go to a meeting in any of the areas of the United States at the embassy, the Mexican embassy. Now, ideally, it's going to be, in your hometown or close to your hometown. You might have to jump on a flight. Depending on your schedule, you can let us know what, time frame works for you. Obviously, we have to find a meeting for you. So you have to be a little bit flexible in order to go to the embassy to sit down, give them the paperwork, and schedule your meeting here in Mexico. So the first part of the process takes place outside of Mexico, in the United States, in Canada, in another country where there's an embassy. So you can be super flexible on where you want to go. Now, the timing of the meeting really depends on the office itself. So if you live in Miami and you want to go to the Miami office, you'll have to wait until there's an opening in Miami. But if there's an opening in Washington, D.C., you might have to fly to Washington, D.C. It really just comes down to your preference. So then when you do that, you have 180 days to enter into Mexico. And what you'll do is you'll get a visa stamped inside your passport on a full page. So you do have to have one full page for them to put the visa there. You'll enter into Mexico. You'll get off the plane. You'll go through customs and the border, and you now have 180 days. You have 30 days to meet with the office here in Playa, in Merida, in Cancun, but that's what we help you set up with, right? So everything is coordinated. It's not you just come here and then all of a sudden you have to figure it out. No, we coordinate with you. So if you're planning to go the employment income, you'll need to obtain a letter from your company stating that your dates of employment, your position, your monthly income, and it must state that they approve that you are allowed to work remotely. Additionally, you must obtain a letter from your bank that states the dates when your bank account was opened, the account number, the account holder's name as shown in your passport, and the ending balance. Lastly, you'll need your bank statement to be certified by your bank, and only your bank can certify your statements. In addition to the above, there are more general requirements that we'll need to have put on file, but my partner, she will prepare them for you. Before doing so, we need to be sure that you have at least one of the above forms of proof of the economic solvency or real estate to continue with the process. Those general requirements are sometimes different and depend on the consulate or embassy where you decide to apply, as I just mentioned. My partner, Brizio, will guide you in the interview process to obtain your visa. Depending on the embassy or the consulate, the process could last from 1 day or up to 10 business days. Usually, it only takes 1 day. San Diego, for example, it takes up to 3 days. After you obtain your visa, you'll need to travel to Mexico in the next immediate 180 days using your Mexican visa, the one that I explained to you. She will guide you through the steps to obtain the right document to avoid delays in the next process, which will be to obtain that residency card, the one that I just showed you. Obtaining a temporary residence card, you can get I can help you get your permanent residency. It's a whole different process. But basically the immigration government processing fee for 2023 is 5,108 Mexican pesos. I don't know the 2024 numbers just yet, but it's somewhere around that, right? The amount is to obtain a 1-year temporary residency per applicant. This could change because we are now in 2024, but my partner will prepare you for all the documents that you need to obtain this temporary residence card at the Mexican immigration office nearest you to your address in Mexico. Maybe you're coming here to the Riviera Maya. Maybe you're going to Mexico City. I don't know how you came across this video, but, she'll help you go through with it. The process could last between 24 hours and 2 weeks, but usually it takes a single day. When I went, they ran out of plastic cards, so I had to wait for them to print it. It's Mexico. That's just how it goes. For a better understanding of the entire process, basically, 1, your visa interview at the embassy or consulate, which you choose in the United States or outside of Mexico. 2, the interview at the arrival airport in Mexico and the documentation that you need to carry with you to obtain your new visa and adequate immigration status. And number 3 is the Mexican National Immigration Institute requires forms and documentation to obtain the temporary resident visa card, which is, Brizia is based in Merida, but she will get that paperwork to you. And as for the next steps, you have to send a passport, the biography page with your photo, your full address in the United States, your complete name, your phone number, an emergency contact in order for us to start looking for appointments. And you can send this. This was actually, I sent this to somebody who was living in Costa Rica. So number 4 is your RFC. So after you get your residency card, there is a number that's displayed on the card. It's called your CURP, C-U-R-P. Once we have your CURP, my other partner, she will help you obtain your RFC. Usually takes about 20 days or less. This does not mean that you have to travel here, okay? Your RFC is done digitally, so you don't need to leave your home or come back to Mexico to save money on your Airbnb taxes or in your Mexican real estate. Basically, what an RFC is similar to a social security number. It allows you to open up a bank account, register a car, buy properties, although, you know, the property that you're buying is probably in a fideicomiso and a trust. You're selling a property. Now, if you want to sell your property, you do need to get your e-firma, which is basically an electronic signature, and that you would need to be here. But if you get your RFC the digital way, next time you come here, you can just go to the SAT office, and they just need your fingerprint and a little bit of paperwork, but you already have it. So you just go to the office and you say, hey, I just want to get my e-firma, my e-signature. It's basically you just touch the little pad and you get, you have this now e-firma. They have it on file. If you ever wanted to sell on Mercado Libre, which is like Amazon here, or renting your property on Airbnb, which is going to allow you to save the 64% and reduce it from 36 or 34% down to 12%. This is all included in the $1,500. If you want to get permanent residency, that's a different discussion. You would have to reach out to me. We'll speak, and you'll have to go to Denver, Colorado to get that. As for how long does this last? So the fee, the $1,500 is just my fee to do all of this for you. You will find people online who charge way more than this. I have been doing this for quite some time. I've helped many people do this. In fact, all of my investors, I encourage them to go through with this because it makes sense. It makes sense to save on your taxes. And like Bobby explained in the previous video, there's a huge advantage to doing this. You do not have to pay $1,500 to me ever again. And this only lasts for 1 year, okay? Now, at the time of expiration, you will reach back out to the office or my partner or myself, and you just have to get another meeting set up. And that meeting is to go and renew it for another 3 years. So this fee right here, this $5,108, is for 1 year. Now, you can keep doing it year after year after year, but after the first year, if you want, which is a smarter way of doing it, so you don't have to come back every year and do this annoying process, is the second time you do it, it's valid for 3 years if you decide to pay for it for those 3 years. After that, after a total of 4 years of having your residency, you now are, grandfathered in, and you can apply for your permanent residency. And after that, you pay one time and you never have to renew your residency ever again. You are literally a permanent resident of Mexico. This does not mean that you are a citizen. You will not get a Mexican passport. This is equivalent, I think, to a green card in the United States. But this allows you to be a qualified citizen, paying taxes, making money in a foreign country, while saving money on taxes and doing it the right way. So that is basically every single thing that you need to know for your residency. Now, why have I created this series? Okay, my name is Nick, and as hopefully you've seen the rest of these videos, my goal is to work with like-minded people and help them, guide them to the correct investment opportunity that aligns with your goals. And so I have gone through this multiple times in the past 4 years, 5 years. While living here, I've helped multiple people. I've met amazing people. And my goal is to help you become successful based on the experience that I have gone through, others have gone through. And so in the next video, I'm going to explain to you how real estate kind of works here, right? There is no MLS. Who do you want to look for to work with? What things that you need to watch out for? And then everything else after that is basically inside my online course. So in the next video, we're going to go through kind of the things to watch out for, why I would like to work with you, what are my motives, what is my goal with doing this, and we'll jump into that right now, and I'll see you in the next video.